Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Take Two Fishing. My name's William, and of course, I'm still your host. So as you can see, I am out here in the bait shop, going to fill an order today for a bag of Ned worms and a bag of grubs, the 3-inch Ned and the 3.5-inch grub. But there's a kicker to it. And what it is this guy wants actually a core shot order, which is he wants a clear outer body with black flake, and he'd like to have a hot pink inner core. Well, some of you are familiar with core shot baits and others are not certain about core shot baits, and this is a DIY video to help you guys understand a little bit more about the core shot secrets. So hang in there, we'll be right back. All right, guys, so I'm going to explain this the best I can. By all means, I've told you guys in the past, I am not a pro, but I will do the best I can to explain this. So we'll start with the grub. All right, so here you have a 3.5-inch grub mold. And as you see, there are some rods that are actually inserted in the center of the mold. All right. So you ask yourself, well, why are the rods there? Well, if we were to remove, just say, one of the rods, as the hot plastic came in, it would actually fill this cavity completely up with hot plastic. All right. Well, when you add the rod to it and you lay it down in the center of the mold, what happens is you inject the mold now with a rod in the way. All right. So once you've pulled that bait out after it's been shot, you then pull the rod out, which I'll show you, and that creates a cavity in the internal portion of the grub mold. Then once you've removed this rod in all 6 of the baits, you actually go back with your second color. Now, a couple things that I want to share with y'all that I've kind of learned to do is that when I'm done with these rods, I'll actually take and put them back in a bait bag, and I'll actually soak them in worm oil. And the reason why is because if you attempt to do this with a non-lubricated rod, the plastic is going to stick to that rod. So you'll be able to separate it. It's just going to mess the plastic up in the process. So as we get into this, I'll kind of explain in a little bit more detail, but out to the side right now, I've got 1 cup of Plastisol that's already been degassed, and I've got a mixture of hot pink plastic that I've used in the past. And I told you guys, don't throw your plastics away because you can actually reuse them. So let me get started on getting this heated up and get it to temp where we need to shoot it. And then we will shoot these, and you'll have a better understanding of what a core shot bait looks like prior to shooting the core. So get this in the microwave, get it heated up, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so as you can see, we've got the hot plastic heated up. Looks really good. Looks really good. Just to kind of give you an idea, these are actually 3-inch Neds that were shot without a core. All right, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to take a 3-inch Ned, and we're going to make it a clear outer body, and then we're going to put a core right down the middle of it. They're definitely unique, especially when you find the right color combination. I've actually got some that are watermelon green with a red core in it, and I've got some that are clear with chartreuse. So there's a number of them. So this actual order calls for 0.602. Did I say it right? 0.062. Calls for large black glitter. I guess that's the best way to say it. So what we'll do is we'll get that glitter stirred up in there. And there's a guy over in the yonder over in the field cutting up with a chainsaw, so hopefully you guys can understand. So we got the black mixed in there. Next step is grab a glove, grab an injector, and if you remember in the past, we would always suck up into the injector, lean it back just a little bit, and burp out what we can. Then we'll go over here to our molds. Now I've already closed the molds up, got the rods in there, so we just have to get the plastic in there. There's one. There's number two. Go back, make sure we top off the sprues. And we'll shoot back off the side of glass, like I've said in the past, and that just kind of controls the bubbles a little bit better. Kind of watch these for a second. Looks like this in here is gonna suck down just a little bit, maybe not, but we'll add a little bit more to it. And I hope that, like I said, I hope the guy with the chainsaw is not too bad right now. So, as always, the cleanup process. So we'll empty our injector, make sure our nozzle's cleaned out, and then we'll throw this up on a shelf. So we will allow those to set and cool down, and we'll take our hot pink. That's a lot of hot pink right there. But we'll take our hot pink, we'll throw it in the microwave, and we'll start getting it heated up. So we'll let that heat for about 2 minutes. Probably halfway through the process, I'll open the door up and stir it up just a little bit, and then we'll throw it over in a degassing chamber. I always, even after reheating and stuff like this, I still like to throw it in a degassing chamber. So once we get this melted down and get it degassed, we'll be back on the table and we'll open the cores, we'll open the molds up. Look at the cores. All right, guys, so we are back and we're about to crack open these molds and look at them. But before we do, I just want to give you a better idea. I've got the hot pink over cooking. So this is a clear outer with chartreuse core black flake in it. So if you've not seen a core shot, this is a core shot. This is a smoke with a black flake and a chartreuse. So hopefully you guys can make that out. That's definitely a pretty good one. But now this one has definitely been a hot one. So if you can see, right in the center is a red core. This is actually watermelon red. So it's watermelon outer, red core with red flake. And there you go. You can pick up any of my core shots off of take2fishing.com. If you guys particularly would like to have a certain core, all you got to do is just send me an email and say, hey, I'm looking for this particular color. I will get you set up. So first thing we're going to do is open up the grub here and see what it looks like. There we go. So as you can see, we have a clear outer core. All right. And we'll pull them out just to kind of show you a little bit better. Now, I will say that I have noticed that if you pull these out right off the bat, all right, and you start pulling these off right off the bat, you're going to have some complications. So the longer they set to cool down, the easier they come off. You see, that one came off without any complications. And it's all trial and error. Sometimes you will pull one off and you'll mess it up in the process, and it just what it is. But like I said, I like to oil my rods with a worm oil. My worm oil is thick enough to do that. Some people say that it's not thick enough and they'll use something thicker. I don't recommend using anything that's got any color to it, because then it affects the actual bait itself. So we've got these completely pulled off, and I'll show you something else on the Neds. So we got those pulled off, and there's what you're looking at is just an outer shell that's clear waiting on hot pink. All right, so we'll take these rods, we'll pull them out, and I like to rub my hands across them just to make sure I don't feel any plastic still on them. Then I'll actually take them and put them back in the bag, and there's oil in the bag already, so I know they're going to be oiled up for me next time. I'll show you something a little different what I was saying on this one. So this is the actual Ned. I'll get the Ned pulled apart. There we go. So there's your Ned. There's a couple different ways to approach this rod removal thing. You saw a minute ago, I just plucked it off there. You can actually pull it back by the tail, hold the tail, and just pull the rod out this way. So it gives you kind of a couple different ideas about how you can approach with pulling the rods out. Number 3, 2 more. Number 4. And last but not least. So there you go. So now what you're looking at is at a 3-inch Ned with a hole in the center of it. And what we'll do is we'll actually fill that hole up, and we'll complete the core with hot pink. But what you got to do is you got to take each one of these and get them back in the mold a certain way. All right, and you remember I've talked to you on my past videos about a certain noise when you actually put the mold back together. You can hear a ching, or a real clean, snappy metal to metal sound, and that kind of ensures you that you got a good connection. I try to avoid putting any kind of oil on the core to line it back up, because sometimes that does affect the outcome and you don't get necessarily a clean core shot. The oil will actually create an air pocket or a pocket down inside the bait. So as you see, we've got this one set up. We'll get this one knocked out of the way. It's a little bit harder sometimes, but we'll get them set in there, and I can go back and straighten them up. And then we'll set the grub in there. I hope that a lot of you that watch this video, hope all of you, not a lot of you, hope all of you enjoy my videos. Please hit the like and subscribe button. It definitely helps me out. This is by all means not what I normally do. Normally I fish, but it gives me something to share with y'all. I enjoy it. All right, so as you see now, we're gonna listen for that pop, and there you go. We talked about this in the past. We talked about this gap right here. So let's see what the problem is. Right there, right, the center one is not in the hole. Doesn't look like that one is either. Chickens. I told you, man. I told y'all I had chickens. There we go. I will get these leveled out. That way I don't bore you to death. That looks good. That sounded good when it went back together. So now, let me get the grub set up. Let me get the hot pink heated back up. Let me go out here and choke a chicken. I will be right back. All right, so we're on our last little leg here of this hot pink. I managed to get it heated up, degassed. It's definitely hot. 371. All right, so let me include y'all and a little tip. Whenever you're shooting a core, you definitely want to shoot it a little hotter than 350. If you can go 360, that's awesome. You can go 370, that's good too. Thing is, the warmer the better when it comes to a core because of the bond that you're going to create. So we're going to fill up here with hot pink, lean it back, burp it out. There we go. Come over here to mold number 1. And it's not going to take much simply because you're just trying to fill up just that inner circle where the rod was. A little bit of a mess there. See, it didn't, I mean, it's already full there. So it doesn't take much plastic at all to fill that core. There's number 2. We're going to shoot this back in. Set that to the side. Set these to the side. Clean up just a tad bit. And when I get back, we will open these up and see what they look like. All right, so the moment of truth. We got the hot pink set up and everything. So we're gonna open these things up and see what they look like on the, oh man. Wow. Man, I actually love it. That is a good looking plastic right there. So it's got the hot pink core. See if I can get just a little bit closer without losing focus. Man, that thing, that is beautiful. I like that. It really looks good. So that's a hot pink. Man, that is smallmouth candy, 100%. And over to the grub, I will be making some of those for myself. I didn't think they were going to look that great, but they do. And man, these are definitely popping as well. This guy obviously knew what he was looking for. So there you have the Core Shot grub, clear outer. When you pluck them off, you're going to have that tip that remains pink. Get these plucked off real quick and I'll show you. And what I typically have to do is sometimes I have to wind up going back with a pair of scissors, just trimming them up just a little bit. But, and if you look at that right there, that's a beautiful grub. I mean, guy says hot pink's really hot right now. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Smallmouth candy is what he called it. So there you go. There's the grub. And of course, we'll just pluck the Neds off here as well, kind of drop them out. I like to let them cool off just a little bit. They pluck away a lot easier, a lot cleaner, and you don't have to go back with scissors and trim them up or anything. So we'll kind of lay these out, give you a final look. And some of you may not be impressed at all, but if you are impressed with the color, do me a favor, hit the like button, because man, I think that looks pretty daggone good. I mean, I would fish it, definitely in a creek for smallmouth, and I would definitely put it on a Ned hook. So if you guys have any interest for a particular color of Ned, Core Shot, you know where you can get the hookup. Go to take2fishing.com. Email me at take2fishing@gmail.com, and we can get you set up with any particular Core Shot that you might be looking for. You got a harebrained idea? Let's do it. Let's see what it looks like. It looks good. I'll actually put it on video, and we'll put it on my YouTube channel, and we'll let you get all the credit for the color. So guys, I just wanted to give you a real quick video here. I think this is a great video, and the baits actually turned out really nice. I do definitely love the color. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks to Bait Plastics for being a part of Take Two Fishing. I appreciate those guys out there. If you guys need anything from them, give Butch a shout over there at baitplastics.com. Guys, we'll see you next go around. Hopefully we're on the water by then. See you next time.